Greg Bakker, how you going? Should I take a protein powder to lose weight? That's the question I had from a lady a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to reply to that lady. So this is a lady in New York wants to really know the answers to this question. She's been bugging me for a while on YouTube. So no, you don't need a protein powder at all to lose weight. Okay, not at all. In fact, I don't really like protein powders that much. But the thing is, they do work for many people, and they're quite a good substitute for different types of foods. They can be bland, they can be boring, and a little bit like cocktails. Watch out what you put with the stuff. It's the mixing stuff that you put in with it could be the problem. Okay, so I will never forget, and this is a true story. I'm not telling you a fib here, right? I'll never forget. I think might have been my third or fourth year of practice a long time ago now, when I used to put people on weight loss programs, and do stuff that a lot of sort of like, naturopaths knew in the field. I used protocols from companies, and I was really trying to feel my way around. I didn't feel I had much of a skill set till I hit at least my 10th year, if not 20th year. But in the early days, I used like basic protocols for people. And I put this patient on a protein powder. And the patient phoned me up several days later and was really peeved off and said to me, I got sick and I vomited that crap, and what the hell? And what worked out is this lady poured Coca-Cola in a mixing thing and then put the protein powder in it and blended it and had like fizzy soda drinks with protein powder. I mean, what a dumb thing to do, Anyway, that's an aside. Protein powders work. They work for many people. I don't like them. I don't really like whey protein. I much prefer now the newer types of proteins that have come out, the brown rice protein and the yellow pea protein. I prefer to get my protein really from animal sources and vegetable sources and not from powders. I find it a more natural approach. It just seems more natural for me to eat a nice piece of like New Zealand fish or a couple of boiled eggs, Last night, for example, for dinner, I made up a nice dish, and it was small strips of rump steak that were marinated in red wine, soy sauce, garlic, and chili. And I left that for about half an hour, and then I cooked up some nice pak choy, the beautiful bok choy. We had that growing in the garden. We had red onions, spring onions, pak choy, garlic, and that was just basically all cooked together with that meat, and that was served with no rice, no noodles, no nothing, just that food. It's a very satisfying meal, right? That's how I prefer my protein, small pieces of protein like that mixed in with some vegetable matter. I don't usually sit down to slabs of meat anymore. Don't like to do that. I think the biggest slab of meat I probably would have would be a piece of salmon, but it's up to you. If you want to build weight, protein powders can be good for putting on condition. I do know some patients that are quite skinny and they want to bulk up a little bit. But the problem with these protein powders is when you mix them with different types of drinks, you can be more inclined also to be naughty and put sweet stuff in with that. Make really sure that your powder's got no sugar in it. Lots of protein powders have got maltodextrin in there, or too much stevia, or if it tastes really sweet, don't have it. Chuck it. Try if you can to get just raw 100% brown rice protein mixed with some yellow pea protein together. That's not a bad blend, right? And then I'd probably prefer that you put oat milk with that, or almond milk, something even that you make yourself. There's no sugar in it, because again, a lot of these Tetra packs you buy, these little things that you buy that you click open and you pour it into your mixing Vitamix, they'll contain sugar in them. Hunt these sugar sources out and get rid of them. All right. Protein powders can even be made into muesli bars and all sorts of things you can do with protein powders. But it's up to you if you're going to use them. If you do use them, I'm not that much against it for you guys. Just try and find one that's raw, that hasn't got too much crap in it, and then use small amounts. I like to, when I did take protein powder way back, I used to like it around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, sort of between breakfast and lunch, or in the afternoon, right? But now that I'm back in the gym again, and especially now I'm going to get back into weights again with my clinic finished, I'll be stepping my protein intake up because I want to put on at least 10, 15 pounds of muscle like I had when I was a young guy, because I had a good frame. So I'm the same body weight now as I was in my 20s, but now with the additional protein, it'll be easy for me to put on the weight. And I may use a powder to achieve that, but I would much prefer to have egg and fish protein in my diet. I find it a much more natural source of protein than something that was made in a factory. But it's up to you. They are great products to have nevertheless. But try and focus on more natural kind of protein, smaller amounts. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, click on the link if you want my free report. Thank you.